I was 23 years old when I married the love of my life. We were both in college, trying to finish our degrees while living in a small town. When he told her no, she started criticizing me, saying that I wasn't behaving like a married woman should. She would throw us out of the house and stop supporting us financially. We were so angry, but there was nothing we could do. We needed their help. So, we decided to just keep trying and see what happened. I started crying because I really wanted a baby, and so did my husband. Why couldn't she let us live our lives? What did she mean by the end of the year? I didn't want to try anymore. He begged me to reconsider, but I was adamant. I needed time to cool off. Was she trying to push us to get a divorce? I drank a lot and danced all night. I didn't want to go home. I had a text from my husband. It said, "Are you okay? I haven't heard from you all night. Please call me." I didn't respond. I didn't want to talk to him. It said, "Where are you? I've been looking everywhere for you. Are you pregnant?" I said no. Why did she keep calling me instead of him? I needed answers. She started yelling at me, telling me that I wasn't doing my job. I hung up on her. I was so angry. I crumpled the note and threw it in the trash. I didn't want to talk to him. I needed space. She had admitted that she had been wrong. I was stunned. This was unbelievable. I didn't want to face my husband. I didn't know what to say to him. So, he asked if I could forgive her. I knew that I did. I missed her cooking. I missed her hugs. I missed her advice. Even though she could be annoying sometimes, I loved her. Now I have two beautiful children. My husband and I are still together. And although things haven't always been easy, we've made it work. Grandma told Mom that she had raised her son to be kind and respectful, but she had forgotten those lessons. I'm grateful for her apology because it made me realize that no one is perfect. We all make mistakes. But it's what we do after we make those mistakes that defines us. Mom was so ashamed of herself. She had never meant for things to get so bad. He kept asking me if I was okay. Finally, I broke down and told him everything. He listened patiently, then he started yelling at me. I decided to head there. Maybe I'd find a new place to start my life over. I was finally free of my mother-in-law. He told me that I was being selfish and that I needed to think about him. I hung up on him. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't understand why she hated me so much. He sounded different. He was crying. He asked me if we could meet. I agreed. I didn't know where I was going, but I didn't care. I just needed to get away from them. I was going to show her. I wasn't some little girl who needed her mother's approval. I was a grown woman who was capable of making my own decisions. She did, and then I told her what had happened. She was furious. She told me that I needed to stand my ground. It had only been 4 months since we got married, so we decided to just keep trying and hope for the best. My mother-in-law didn't like that I was from the city and thought I was too young to be getting married. She tried to convince her son to break up with me several times, but he refused, so she stopped trying. We got married and moved into our own place, and even though it was hard, we made it work. One day, my husband told me that his mom called him and asked if I was pregnant. A few weeks later, my mother-in-law called again, and this time she told my husband that if I was pregnant by the end of the year, my husband and I were so frustrated with his mom. One night, we were watching TV and I told my husband that I wanted to talk to his mom. He told me not to bother, that it wouldn't do any good. But I insisted. I needed answers. His mom had taken things too far this time. I called her and asked what her problem was. She said that I wasn't being a good little girl and that I needed to be more open to having children. I told her that I was trying, but she didn't care. She told me to get my act together or else. Then she hung up on me. I was furious. How dare she talk to me like that? The next morning, I told my husband that I was done. That evening, I went to a bar with my girlfriends. When I got home, I found a note on the kitchen counter. The next morning, I woke up and checked my phone. Then I got a call from my mother-in-law. She asked if I was pregnant. I said, "What?" She repeated her question. Why wasn't she worried about her son? Where was he? Then I got another call. It was my husband. He sounded desperate. I packed my things and left. As I was driving, I saw a sign for a nearby city. When I arrived, I called my sister and asked her to come pick me up. She helped me find a new apartment, and after a few weeks, I moved in. It was small, but it was mine. But it didn't last. One day, I got a call. It was my husband. When we met, he told me that his mom had apologized for her behavior. He told me that she had gone to see his grandmother, and they had gotten into an argument. He told me that she wanted to apologize to me, but I wasn't home. I forgave her. From that day on, things were different. Mom treated me like a daughter. She never pushed me to have kids. She never criticized me again. In fact, when I finally got pregnant, she was the first one there to help me out. I know that my mother-in-law loves me now, and I know that she's sorry for what she did in the past. Thank you for listening. Please like and share if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for your support.